Welcome to beautiful downtown Newtown, Pennsylvania. If you were heading north on State Street in the middle of town, this is what you would see as you approach Stockburger Chevrolet. We are nestled in the garden spot of the earth between Philadelphia, Pennsylvania and Trenton, New Jersey. The building on the right is the front of our parts department. We're now panning across the front of the used car display, looking at the showroom and some of our blazers that we have in stock. Give us a second, we'll walk into the showroom and give you a better idea of what our facility looks like on the inside. Before we go in, however, we'll just give you an idea. We're decorated up a little bit for Halloween. We try to observe the different times of the year and seasons. That's the front of our service department, front of our parts department, and then it goes on to our parts trucks down the road. Most people would enter in the side door because that's where most of the activity is with the parking lots. The showroom will easily hold 3 cars. We've recently redone the interior with some new carpet and tile, and we keep our salespeople out on the showroom floor, separated with some dividers. As everybody refers to, mahogany row for the used car manager, new car general sales manager, and a space for myself. The gentleman here in the blue jacket is Mr. Craig Appel. He's the sales manager, and
Hi, Tim.
This is Colleen Reese. She's our advertising specialist and in charge of special promotions and access to the office is at the steps at the other end of the showroom. We'll come there in a few minutes and give you an idea of what our office space is like. This building was built in 1973. It's heated, air conditioned, electronic air cleaners, well built, and we hope well maintained facility. Hello, coming down the steps is Andrea. She's one of our bookkeepers. The lady taking care of the coffee is Kathy. She's our receptionist and generally den mother. If we come back in here for a second, this is Colleen's office for advertising, our aftermarket and delivery office, and this general pile of junk back in here is where we house Dennis Latimer, our business manager. This is our sales tower, which is slightly elevated so the managers, when they are on board, can more closely observe the what the salesmen are doing. This also is generally a cluster of junk, but they tell me a lot happens here. Now we come up the second steps, and we're into the general office, and this is Tony Zoldaz, the man that sends all those funny numbers into you guys in the mini group. This is Teresa McNally, title clerk for both stores. And this is Bob, also one of our associate. What's a proper term? Bookkeeper, accountants?
No, it shouldn't be.
Accountant will work.
I just want a couple of blocks
But
and I just want to make
Tony has an office in the back of that dark window, and that's usually where they try and keep you, in the dark. Now, as you go back out the door, we came in the showroom, and again we'll glance at the used car display area. We'll walk down to, and they're also just all new blazers. GMPD here is making a delivery. You can see our building back here, our showroom facility is 3 stories tall. The area at the bottom here is about 15 feet deep and runs the length of the building, and we use for parts storage. This red barn is a very old facility, and we receive and store parts in here. 3rd floor we use to store old records. 1st and 2nd floor, all storage of parts. Since we run short of storage space, we have bought these containers. We have reduced the number of containers over the last few years because our volume of parts business has somewhat decreased, but they are all watertight, and they have electric lights in them, and they are alarmed. This is our body shop, one end of it. It was built in 1987. New car inventory. Again, the GM delivery truck, when he pulls out, will come back and show additional storage space for new car inventory. Okay, after you drive past the showroom, you then come in contact with your customer. You drive into our body shop area. Again, this was built in 1987. It is thoroughly modern, meets every requirement for the OSHA. It has, well, let's look at the interior in a little while. On the end of it here is a 4-bay detail area, and we have that as a sublet. We do not only the Chevy recon work for appearance and the Chrysler recon work here, we also do a fair number of outside details. Probably runs in the neighborhood of 40 to 70 a year, or a month that we do. This area which we're coming to over here, we added about 3 years ago, simply to have for additional lease turn-in vehicles, used cars, in the bullpen, some employee parking. And you see we had a little rain, so we got a little water in the retention basin. We also have a nice small deer herd out here. One of the things that will not be readily apparent today, but all of our facilities, with the exception of the parts storage barn, are air conditioned. Detail area, body shop, service department, parts department, and although it costs quite a few bucks to run in the summertime, it definitely has an impact on productivity. Where are you hiding, Herman?
In the body shop.
Okay. We'll get you take a chance of taking this picture on this, or I'll break it. Okay, we call our body shop Newtown Collision for a variety of reasons. But as we enter, don't get...
No, I didn't do it.
Well, got to do a thing for the mini group. This is...
Oh, no.
This is Carl, our body shop manager, and Shy Bud over here is assistant.
You know I'm a fleeing fugitive. You can't videotape me.
I thought you were.
FBI's gonna get me.
I thought you were one of those vampires that wouldn't show up on tape. Okay, we'll swing in here into the body shop. We've got 2 frame machines. The one which is in Powell on here is the newest. It is a fully computerized Genesis system. The teeth usually on the bench. But we can pull a body back closer tolerances than it was when it was built in the factory. There's our second machine. One of the nice things is you can go directly into the paint area, which I'll show you here now, without having to go outside. Down draft paint booth. You see the grate in the floor here. This is also a downdraft area where we can do some spot panel repairing, or prepping a car. There's an oil-fired paint booth because one of my best friends is the oil dealer. How you doing? Great. We use all seconds materials. Our paint storage room here. Frank, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Thank you for coming up today.
Excuse me?
Thank you for coming up today.
No problem. Get out of your way there.
Yep. So we meet all the OSHA requirements for the paint storage.
Good.
Everything in here is, you can't tell it, but it's all explosion-proof fixtures and we're in pretty good shape. We used this facility while we were rebuilding the service department in the year of 1988. And we had used this area as a parts department while we were over here, so we'd have parts for the techs, and you see right now it has now become a glorious junk bin. The ductwork you see up here is an air makeup system, so we can keep the prep area warm at all times regardless of weather conditions outside. But our doors are big enough and high enough we can bring large trucks, motorhomes, cube vans, walk-ins. We probably even have a tractor trailer or two in here at one time or another. We have only one lift down here, but we do have tire changing equipment, oil recovery system. This is also where we handle our spare rentals. Bob, how are you today? Okay. How are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
Good. This customer giving you miles on this car, did she?
Yeah, there's 885 miles on this car. It's a young one.
Well,
It is?
you told her and everybody else our motto is, you see the quality of our work, you'll wish you'd wrecked your car sooner.
Yeah, that's right. You tell people to drive safe, but not too safe.
Right. We right now have 4 metal men, 2 helpers, painter and a painter's helper. But we also have right now, thank heavens, probably about 3 to 4 weeks backlog of work to come into the shop. And that simply comes down the side of the body shop, looking down to the area that we added for additional storage. Now from the back corner of the used car lot, parts storage barn, showroom, looking across the street to the service and parts facility. Get this truck out here sooner or later, we'll be able to show you the rest of our new car storage facilities. Part of the biggest problem we have is not the quality of our facilities or the volume of our facilities. We are in good shape there. We're simply no longer in the main flow of traffic, and we are so widely dispersed with our buildings, we lose a lot of efficiency just moving from one spot to another. Well, there he finally goes up and out of the way. Right now our inventory is a little bit on the low side. We virtually sold out of Suburbans and Tahoes. I think we have one Suburban 2500 series that I'm driving, another 2500 series Suburban in stock, and that's all we've currently got. We've probably got about 25 or 30 though on the way. The lot over here is being improved for 2 local businesses, and as you can see we have some rather unglamorous but very effective rocks posted along the edge of the barrier here to help prevent people from driving cars off the lot, because we have had that problem in the past. Now we'll swing back up. Again, the parts storage containers, back of the parts barn, north end of the showroom, and head up the side driveway towards State Street and the service department. Okay, it's early October and the weather's a little cool. That's why the two front doors are closed here to the shop. That's our drive-in area, drive-in reception area. Over top is the end, the north end. This end is a meeting room area. And we have an office for the service manager and parts manager upstairs, as well as some office area for them downstairs. Let's cross the street and see what we got. In theory, if you were a customer and you came up and sounded your horn and we were reasonably alert, you would then be able to take and drive directly into a two-vehicle walk-in reception area. If you did not come out to greet your car, you'd then come over in here to our service counter, and we try to maintain 2 or 3 men on a desk at virtually all times. Behind this, we have a tech service area where they write up their inspection stickers and all. And as per usual, I caught all of them in here hiding.
That's right. This is what we do best. Let me show you.
And drink coffee.
Do service manager clothes.
And believe it or not, that is the service manager. And you're now being exposed to 20 different dealers in our mini group. Frank Mello, service manager. Bob Bryson, the assistant service manager. Mike DiGiovanni, the
Coffee drinker.
coffee drinker, Warney clerk, / service writer / jack of all trades, indispensable man, right?
You're right.
We keep our... Thank you. You guys want to say anything memorable for this machine?
Not really.
You already covered it amply.
Tell all the dealers to encourage GM to hire competent people in the dealer business center and customer assistance center.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
But this is where our techs receive all their paperwork. I'm not going to get all the text names, so. Now, we come across here to our customer waiting area. Oh boy, we still have candy in the candy drawer. Fantastic. But we try to make it a roomy, clean, well, clean, it's not clean this morning, comfortable place to be. But we're going to work on that here for a couple seconds.
Pretty good. There it is there. I don't know whether it's finished or not.
Okay, because we are a Pennsylvania dealer, we have the Pennsylvania Emission station here. We have 4 bays, 4 lifts on this side of the shop. We keep our tire changer, wheel balancer, general junk collection area in this bay. It's really an undersized bay. We have 10 more bays on this side of the shop, 5 accessible to the center aisle, 5 others from overhead doors on the other side. Every bay has an in-ground or above-ground lift to it. We can get through here in a second. We also have a GM Hunter 4-wheel alignment set up. This portion of the building that we're in now was built in about 1955 after the previous wooden structure burned. And when we walk over here, the additional 5 bays, the drive-through area, the reception area, we built in 1988. Okay, you want to tell them that again?
Yes. So we have a 1957 Chevy that hasn't moved from that spot since then because it has an intermittent problem we can't fix.
And they didn't have buybacks in those days. We also own this blue house, which is a disaster, and this white house. We rent out both floors of them because we bought them because it's easier to control your neighbors when you're your landlord. They don't complain nearly as much. We do, however, maintain, I think, a very good relationship with our neighbors. Out back here, we keep the customers' cars that are waiting to be repaired and or have been completed waiting for pickup, and keep the employee cars where they can park. Again, one of the tricks was to get the employees to park in the back of the lot. Everybody wants to walk and park in the front of the lot, then walk past their car 15 times a day to get to it, to get a customer's car to work on. But I think we got a handle on that, and now the fellows are really good about putting the cars in back here. Unfortunately, I'm doing this on a light day. We normally have so darn many cars back here, we can't move. But again, we've got a sufficient amount of space. It's just that we are very, very, very badly spread out over two different streets. These large old oak trees and the top of this white building you see back here is a Friends Meeting House that dates back to the probably early 1700s. Revolutionary War veterans and famous painter Edward Hicks is buried in that churchyard. Again, the back of our two rental properties. Again, the primary reason we have them is we can make some use of this space, but tenants don't complain about landlords. Okay, this now goes from the service right-up area into the parts department. We have a men's room here on the opposite side, which is where you go to the customer waiting area. We also have a public ladies' restroom. This is our service counter. Bill Lichty, senior counterman. You normally have two men back here to take care of the techs. And how many guys do you have on the line now? About 10? Okay, 14 men on the line now. We run from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, and from 9 Saturday morning till 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And the shifts are split up, so everybody works some days, some nights. Since it's only 11:30 in the morning, the man will be working the counter from noon to 9 is not in yet. Is that right?
Actually, he's working the front counter.
He's on the front counter this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. This part of the building we're going into was built probably about early 1800s and was held together with pins and beams. This used to be the old showroom. Morning, Gary.
Hi, George. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning. Just taking a little video tour. Yep. That's the dastardly Delco salesman.
That's me.
Who do you hide, Bob?
He went down to the barn.
Oh, okay. Okay, Bob Osterhout's the parts manager. And we'll head up the stairs here, the second floor. Okay, after having climbed the steps, we now come out onto the mezzanine over the service department, where we built this over the what used to be the service counter is now the back parts counter. We'll come back inside here for a second. Now we're back in the old section of the building. All wooden floors. And I think you'll find we have a reasonably well organized and orderly operation. We'll go through this door here in a couple of seconds into the office area. Also, we still have a couple more don't have lights on here. A couple more, and we're reasonably well organized. We've just walked through the door, taking us for the service department, or parts department upstairs. This door and hallway would take us back down into the customer waiting area and entrance to the downstairs parts department. Men's bathroom. Back in the dark corner here is the ladies' bathroom. We have a storage for records. parts manager office, and you can see it's really got lots of papers. How well organized they are, I'll never tell you. We used to have a parts secretary, we no longer do. Just as we used to have a service secretary, we no longer do. But that door would take you into a service manager's office, and this is a general meeting room, lunch room, training room, slop collection room, more service files, which are a major pain in the clear of it, small refrigerator, place where you have lunch counter, things of this nature. We also, every Saturday, buy everybody's lunch, the service parts department and the salesmen. Salesmen are the biggest eaters. Okay. We exit left here. We'd go downstairs into the storage area / tire changer, tire balance area of the service department. I decided to come up on the roof of the service department. It might give you a little better perspective from size-wise where we are. This is behind the service department. Newtown is a very old town. It's the second town that William Penn founded after he started Philadelphia. Some of the streets, some of these houses up here, this is Court Street, is a very nicely done. But if you want to change anything in town, almost impossible. One of the things that I haven't really addressed to any degree are the people. And no matter how much of a hotshot dealer you think you are, without people to do the difficult and the simple things, you're nowhere. And I think that everyone here tries to really express an appreciation for those who do everything from sweep the floors to repair the cars, and in some cases we even respect the salespeople. Now you can see the body shop, used car department, new car inventory displayed down back, showroom, and the roof of the parts barn directly behind it there. You're in a good area. We do a fair amount of business. We could do a heck of a lot more.